great. Hey, John Riggs.
Hi.
Okay, so in the original Mario Party, whenever Wario loses, he has a specific line. It's like, "No, I missed."
Oh yeah.
I lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what was the origin of that?
You know, I have no idea. Probably 30 years ago, you know, or 20 years ago. You know, it was either written or I improvised it. You know, it's like whenever I would like read the copy and then I would try to make as many. My feeling is I'll be the only Mario ever. You know, you never know these things, but I want to give them 1 million sound files. So if I die, which is I found out recently that's going to happen. Who knew, right? We spend so much time of our life believing that we're eternal, you know.
Right.
I'll buy a big TV set in the house and 2.5 Mercedes Benz. That's my unreal, you know. But you know, you think, oh my gosh. But I thought, okay, they'll always be able to record games. So I am relentless in what I do, and I do this in every single job with every single character. Is I'll do it exactly as it's written, 1, 2, or 3 times in one take, and then I'll just start improvising. I'll just give you every possible vowel equivalent, every sound, every word I can think of, so you could make another 5,000 games and never use the same sound file twice.
Yeah, amazing.
I don't know if that answers the question.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
It was like 25 years ago, so.
Right.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it was either written or improv.
Yeah. A lot of sound options to choose from. They just chose, you know.
They chose.
Yeah,
they
take
chose
48.
that one. But I do love that line.
Oh,
I lost.
thank you very much.
You gonna eat that garlic?
Hi. Hello, Mario.
Hi there, looks like we're ready for combat.
First of all, loved you and Mario teaches typing.
Thank you.
Can I sing a song for you?
Sure.
That's not the question, by the way.
Oh,
I've got another Wario question.
was that the when the moon hits your eye
like a big pizza pie?
That's amore.
Oh, we'll start to sing along here in a second.
And
Yeah,
you bites on your snout. Careful, that's amore.
Oh, they have so
So
much
yeah,
stuff.
earlier you mentioned voicing Wario for a consumer electronics show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. There's a video floating around of you at that show going, Indianapolis. Oh, I hate Indianapolis. Only place I hate more than Indianapolis, Chicago. So my question is, you seem like a pretty positive dude. So what really gets you in that headspace to voice Wario? Is he just an outlet for all your negative opinions on the world?
That's a deep cut here, right?
You know, he's just ridiculous. I think he's harmless. You know, that's the thing about Wario and Waluigi. What I do with those characters is the comedy always comes back and gets them. You know, that when I was in my first acting class, there was a guy with a really strong stutter. I was 21 years old. I had left UC Berkeley, went up to this junior college where a friend of mine was teaching acting. And I thought, you know, he said, take an acting class. I said, no way, I'll never take an acting class. I'm too shy. I can disappear and you won't know I'm there. He goes, no, we'll eat lunch first. Food? You know, because I am a golden retriever. So, so I've completely lost I've gone ping, 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 ping. Where was I? What was I saying? I can't even remember.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
To get the headspace of.
The headspace
of Chicago.
Wario. So this guy had a stutter, and I asked him if you always had a stutter, and he said no. I went to see a comedian on my 21st birthday in Las Vegas with all my friends, and we finished eating dinner, and all of a sudden the lights came up on our table, and it's like, hey, it's somebody's 21st birthday. Stand up, kid. And I stood up. He goes, oh, never mind. Sit down. Look at that fat, ugly kid. Jeez, talk about ugly. The doctor must have slapped his mother. That pimply face, you know. He said he kept making jokes, and I kept feeling smaller and smaller and smaller. And I woke up in the morning with this stutter, and I've had it ever since. And that was, to me, life is a spiritual journey. You know, it's like there are hints all the time of who you are and where you're going and what you want to do. And that was, to me, never make another joke for the rest of your life at somebody's expense. And that's what I've stayed to by principle, is my characters never are hurtful to others, and I try not to be hurtful to other people as well. I fail at that, but I try, you know. But it was like no comedy will ever be joked at, you know, somebody's sex or sexuality or race or color or religion or national origin. It's like, no. So I have to find ways to be funny, you know, that are more silly, more ridiculous, and laugh at me, so, you know, I don't know why I would say Indianapolis or Chicago, you know, it's just sort of like Why, I don't know, but I'm sure the comedy at the end fell back on Wario because that's what I do, He thinks he's on his throne, but it's a toilet.
Good answer.
Golden toilet, there's a theme there. Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
It's hard even to imagine this, but it's been 7, almost 8 years since Super Mario Odyssey. And as part of like the marketing campaign for that, there was like a series of videos. It's called like Mario Reads Your Letters, and Mario's entering fan mail. I'm not sure if you remember this, and they were like, he was like speaking in like long like sentences for like minutes at a time, which is kind of interesting because in the games he's normally doing like very short phrases or like vocal marks or something like that. So did that feel any different voicing Mario in a sort of different way?
No, because I think if we're asking, is it different to do long sentences? I started off doing nothing but improvisation with Mario in real time. So I did for 5 years before I ever put in the game. Just talking to people. Oh, look at that! You got a red hat on. Hey, you look just like Mario. Nice mustache, bro. And then start the sort of interaction like that. And we never got a Luigi back then, but Luigi does the same thing now. Oh, hello there! I like your green hat. So it's just, the thing is, you always have to trust the designer, the game producers, because I think, sure, I would love to sit there going, hello there, I'm a Mario. Welcome to, it's a great world we're in here. I'm going to go over there. But it would interrupt the game. And I think the designers, Mr. Miyamoto, they want to keep a certain level of integrity to the action, to not slow down for dialogue, except for Toad's, So you got to respect that.
Yeah. So improv scripted, it sounds about the same. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And I got to tell you, back in the 1980s, when there were different formats of the computer games, you'd go and you'd record these games with massive amounts of dialogue. By the time they could put it all together, that platform was history.
That's right, yeah.
It was gone.
Right.
So all these companies came into existence, flourished, and then went bankrupt because they didn't have the money to then convert everything to the next platform.
It's insane.
Hey there, Charles.
Hi.
This is more like a fun question or a question I've been curious about for a while. So, when you were recording for Luigi's Mansion, what was having to scream as Luigi like? What was the script for that game? Like having to record Luigi's Mansion, Luigi just screaming constantly.
All the timid yells.
Oh yeah, it's like as an actor, you sort of like, this is, by the way, Next Level Games. They're a company out of Vancouver. Absolutely spectacular, great company. Everybody in that company knows exactly what frame is going to come in at what time and what, when the mouth will start moving and when, everybody loves the game so much there. And they're just great producers. They give me sort of freedom to, Mario, really fun things. As an actor, my thing is, you're a dog chasing the ball on the beach. When you're in that moment, you just go. You never say, I wonder if it should be like this, or is it Clorox bleach or Clorox bleach, because as soon as you're in your head and you're doing the dialogue, you're not going to get the job. You're not going to give them the performance they want. It's just guaranteed, because you're not saying Clorox bleach like you believe it. You're saying Clorox bleach like you're trying to get it. And nobody knows why, but I guarantee you'll never get the job because you don't sound it. I did an impression, I did an audition for Goofy for a friend of mine that was over at Disney, and because they were getting a second for the Goofy guy. And I did my impression, and I thought it was really good. I worked really hard, and I didn't get the job. And I saw him a few years later. I said, by the way, I thought my Goofy was really good. He goes, oh yeah, you were the best Goofy by a long shot. You absolutely nailed the sound.
And?
Oh, you weren't Goofy. And I'm like, aha, exactly. I was intellectualizing it, I was vocalizing it, I was doing it, but I didn't have the magic of being. And that's what acting is, the magic of being. Now, when you take that and you say, okay, there are like in Luigi Mansion 3, I can't remember how many levels, 14 or 28 or 18 levels, And each time it comes off the elevator, it's got to be different. So you have to intellectually, and remember what you did and try to find something different. But then you intellectualize that part, you emote that part, and then you go, okay, now the camera's rolling or the microphone's on, you've made your decision, now you just be that. So you do have to make these decisions, but then you let it go and be it. And as soon as you let it go and be it, that's when it's like, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah, good question. Like
That's a lovely question.
Yeah.
I'll try to be more concise because I
That's
really talk a lot.
That's right. We got about 15 minutes, but still.
Oh,
please
15
have more
minutes? Okay.
questions.
Oh, no, all
Yeah.
those people?
Oh,
Okay.
It's like
Hi.
looking at a mirror.
Well, yes.